Hello viewers, this is my first video shooting on my YouTube channel called NewDay NewLesson. Some of my goals on this channel is to just relay information of a lifetime of learning how to balance my life. We're going to cover things like discovering who you are, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and how to heal, how to become your own person, and how to go from surviving your past to thriving. And so this is one of the things I wanted to show you. So basically I'm just showing you all the skills that I used out of years and years and years and years of working on becoming balanced. So this is one of the things that I use is when it comes to my age, there's a lot of discrimination about age and ageism out there. So what I do is sometimes I get discouraged about it. So I just clip things out of magazines, and this is one of the things that I have. That age is just a number, and I got this out of a magazine. I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, the powerful impact of great elimination. And that isn't just body, that is eliminating things out of your life that don't work. The other thing is, these are just daily reminders I looked at every day. Feed your skin, and to me the best way to feed your skin is through exercise and drinking a lot of water. HP is called my higher power. Sometimes I call it God, sometimes I call it Mother Nature, Gaia. Every day it's different. This is something that my son wrote for me. I had no motivation to work out. And this is a conversation we had over the phone. So I asked him how to get motivation, and he said, don't get distracted. And there's no reason you can't go to the gym every day. There's no reason you can't make it. And he told me that self-motivation is a key to it. Since this conversation we had, which I'm going to guess is about 2 years ago, maybe 3, I've been looking extensively into self-motivation, what that is, how that works, and I will talk a lot about that too. I need to learn self-motivation. What is that? I need to have a purpose. I need to figure out, why am I going? If I have no purpose, no drive, there's no action. This is my kid who told me this stuff. Then I wrote, purpose and motivation go hand in hand. No, he said purpose and motivation go hand in hand. My purpose is to be the best me, but I have no motivation. Then he told me I was lying to myself. This is the kind of conversations that we have. We're very honest with each other. And so he said, find true purpose, create a plan, commit to the plan. It's not hard, Mom. Just put the idea in your mind and go out and do it. And for me, that has been a journey in itself since that conversation. The other thing I have in one of my boards is I grew up sailing, and this kind of reminds me, this is a painting, and it kind of reminds me of when we come in at the end of the day. We'll go out at 7 o'clock in the morning and come in at, on a summer night, 8, 9 o'clock, and this is kind of what it looks like. I just happened to find that somewhere. The other thing that I do is I have a list of my priorities. What are my priorities? These are just sticky notes, and I just wrote stuff on them. So my first priority, and these are basic priorities, just very basic. So my first one is physical safety. My second one is stability, structure, consistency. This is all to balance my life. Emotional security, love. These are just basic elements that we need in order to thrive. Emotional support, positive role models, and then food, shelter, self-regulation. That means when you have emotions and things like that, that you can regulate them. When I first started this journey, these were my top, in order, my top priorities: food, shelter, food, and self-regulation, because I had nothing. I had no foundation whatsoever to start with. So this is where I started with. And now, as you can see, these are on the bottom. I can go without food. I can go without shelter. I already know how to self-regulate. That's been a journey in itself. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things. The other thing is that the reason why there are Stixies is because every day it's different. And I look at this board and I figure out what's the most important things for me. And that it's this physical. If I don't have, I have chronic post-traumatic stress. And if I don't have physical safety, then everything's off. It's like a three-legged chair or a chair. If one leg's missing, the whole chair comes down. I have to have physical safety in order for me to thrive and focus on creating balance in my life. I need stability, which means that for me, this is all coming from my head, ideas that I found through other people and whatnot. And I'm just kind of sharing my wisdom. People tell me I'm wise all the time. And so I just decided to just put this out here. So the stability for me, structure and consistency kind of go together. So the stability is, do I have food in the refrigerator? Do I have money to pay my bills? Do I have money for gas? Do I have insurance? Can I take care of myself if I get sick? Can I go to the doctor? Stuff like that. That's stability. Structure is I have certain consistent things that I do with my day every day. And so structure is things that I do that every day to kind of structure my life so that I can have this stability. And also consistency is not the ups and downs. I used to be a very up and down person. And I could go from serenity to total anger in 2 seconds. And so I need this consistency in my life. Emotional security. I have friends that love me and people in this world that support me. I have love. I always have love all the time, all day long, because I have my higher power adores me. I have lots of emotional support. Too, with this emotional security is that how am I feeling about myself, which is created by consistency, structure, and stability for me. And positive role models, I'm always looking at that. I have women and men in my life, teachers that I use, and I'll do some videos on that. And then I have shelter, thank God. But at this point, I could live in a tent and be okay. Food, especially through this coronavirus, I don't want to go to the market. So I'm doing wonderful things with food. I had an Aunt Annie who could make a stew out of bouillon cubes, onions, and carrots. She was amazing. And self-regulating, which kind of goes with emotional security. But if I start to get off, like if I start to get angry, or I start to get sad, I ask myself 4 questions. Am I angry? Am I hungry? Am I lonely? And am I tired? And those are my things that I take care of first before I do anything else. I'll stop whatever I'm doing. If I'm lonely, I'll call a friend. That's my emotional support. I'll tell myself how much I'm loved and how much I love myself. If I'm feeling tired, I will take a nap. Even though I don't not like to take naps, I will, and I have a nap kit that I put together, and I'll share that with you if you'd like. please always in the comments write me things that you want, suggestions of things you want me to cover. So let's see, we did tired, angry, lonely, angry. I grew up with a lot of anger. I wasn't allowed to express it, but there was a lot of anger going on. So I also have a kit that I've learned the process. Like I said, I started at ground zero about 15 years ago, and I've worked my way up to, my life is amazing. It's just amazing, and I'm going to share it with people, because people say, how do you do that? How do you do this? And so I'm going to just start sharing it, and we'll just see what goes. So, tired, anger, I have like a kit that I have in my head that I use for anger. I've learned all sorts of different techniques to get rid of anger. My difficulty is when I don't want to get rid of my anger. I feel powerful. I grew up, it was one of the only emotions I could feel without expressing it. And so I had to learn from scratch how to have anger, and because anger is a good thing, and we were given anger for a reason, especially when things are unfair. But it's when my anger goes into self-righteous anger or self-pity or things like that, that I can really get deregulated. And I don't have emotional security. So, hungry, that's never a problem for me. But if I am hungry, I carry around things that work that don't spike my blood sugar. Right now I'm eating RX bars, and they seem to work really well, and you get, and there's no additives. And is it processed? Yeah, but I make them in my own house too, not RX bars, but something like it. And basically it's fruit and it's egg whites, and I feel really good after I've eaten one. And that's what I always tell. How do I feel about what I'm eating? Because my eating changes differently throughout the year, and I'll discuss a lot of that too. So this is my first one, just to give you an idea of some of the things that we're going to discuss about me. And again, please write in the comments anything specifically you want me to discuss. I'm completely and totally open. The forum is about you. It's about serving you. And I'm just going to share my life and the things that I do, but it's going to be directed not by me. It's going to be directed by you and your suggestions, because this is for you. And then by helping people, I get a lot. I love to help people, and I love to teach. So that's it. So I hope you guys, everybody's doing well. And, keeping safe and being well, taking care of themselves. And until next time.